Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am your host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is your Breakfast Bankroll, Thursday, November 25th, 2021. Happy Thanksgiving. A day to be grateful, a day to be giving, not receiving, a day to enjoy the family, the football, the festivities. Um, a day to add 5, 6, 7 more pounds and save room for an extra slice of apple or pecan pie, Carl newbie, as we like to say it back east. But it's a great day. We got NFL, we got college football, we got college basketball. You name it, we got it. But first, let's bring in our co-host from the Palm Tree State himself, the one, the only, Mr. Scott E. Webb. Scotty, my brother, what is happening?
Morning, Jeff. And let's see, what is today? Today is Thanksgiving Day, right? So we're supposed to be thankful for lots of stuff and all that stuff. And it's blessed to be here another year and working with you and all the things that we have done over the course of time, and looking at all the baseball and basketball and all the stuff that we've been dealing with all season and getting past COVID and all that stuff. And not that everybody's totally beyond that point, but it's starting to get back to a little bit of normal, and I'm real thankful for a lot of those things. And looking at our future and what's going on, I couldn't be excited more in where we're headed and what's going on. It's an exciting time to be here and be on the show and be a partner with you and to be working with a lot of people in this industry. So I'm excited and thankful for all of the things above, and can't wait to fulfill my roles and everything else that happens down the road as we go forward.
You brought up COVID, and it was funny. I was watching, I think it was an after the game, maybe NBA or college. The game was over, and there was the announcer with one of the players. Neither one of them had masks, and they weren't 6 feet apart. So as you brought up COVID, I had to think back into where we are today. And I extremely grateful, as you said, we've done a lot of work. 36 days left in this year, and January 1st, 2022, ECSI will be celebrating its 7th year anniversary in the public lanes, as we like to say, of service. And we couldn't be happier. Things are moving in the right direction where we've hoped they are. And, I think we've just cracked the iceberg, what we bring to the table versus a lot of other people. We always say we're the educators, not the entertainers. We save that for ESPN, Fox, and everyone else. But exciting times for all of us here at East Coast Sports Investors. And hopefully coming soon, we have some 911 breaking news. But before then, we'll just keep it close to our vest and move on. NFL today, 3 games. Rumor has it this is Nagy's last game. And I'll be honest with you, I was all over the Lions. I love the Lions. I love the, potential Lions plus 145 in the money line. I'm going to be honest with you now. I think the whole world's on the Lions. I think everyone's using that angle where the locker room is dead to Nagy. He's getting fired. Dalton starting Fields. I'm seeing 55% of the tickets, 69% of the money, all coming in on the Lions. Opened at 3, currently at 3, but at South Point and DraftKings now 2.5. That's your early game. Your 4:30 game, Vegas and Dallas. 63% of the tickets, 71% of the money all in on Dallas. Opened at 7, now 7.5, currently 8 at our friends at South Point. Good morning to Jimmy and Chris over there and the boys at VSiN. And then the nightcap. Listen, I have to just say, I take what Vegas gives us in that opening line, and it means a lot to us. What story are they trying to tell? Well, they made Buffalo a 4.5-point favorite on the road at the Saints. 71% of the tickets, 76% of the money's all on Buffalo. It's 6.5 now, heading to 7. And again, so I know this is a big public and DGen day. I know everyone loves the favorites. Usually the favorites come running in and the overs come running in. With that said, I'm scratching my head. We're having an amazing week here at ECSI. We're 5-1. We're up 3.8 units. I can tell all the listeners right now in the ECSI family, I'm not running into that window and punching all these NFL tickets because I ain't blowing this 3.8 units and giving this away and, regurgitating my damn stuffing and turkey today. Enough for me, Scotty. The board's yours.
Well, I think this is a good time to bring up certain things as we go along here. And because I think that now I played these games already. So, and I don't think the lines have really changed. And I'm still waiting on one of the games. And I played a college game. So we haven't got into that yet. So we'll get into that in a minute. But the NFL game. So let's break them down the way I break them down. And the first thing that I do is I run out a computer analysis that prints out 3 different scores for me. And it gives me scores based on points per play. And it gives me a score based on yards per point. And then it gives me a score based on yards per play. So, and then what I do is I run them all together and I get an average of those. And that's kind of where my score starts. And then based off of success rate, DVOA, and EPA, I run in what I call an influence on that number. So in other words, the inside part of the game should influence the outcome of the game. So I allow that to happen. And then I come up with a number and then I look at it and go, holy shit, there's a play. So the way this kind of worked for me was in where I'm kind of on the side that I think the Detroit Lions get their first win today. All my numbers averaged out came to 20-18, and I know, and I get it. 18 is not really an NFL score, but then you have to put in the influence, and there's not really a lot of influence on this game except under. So my final score in this game was 20-17 Lions, and what is the total in this game? Is it still 42?
41 and a hook.
41. So people are betting this game under, but that opened at 45 on the under, right?
Correct.
So you don't want to, so in the NFL, let me pull up my other chart here. In the NFL, there are certain things you got to be real careful of. There are key numbers in the NFL for totals. And most people know the key numbers for betting, right? They know the 3, they know 4, they know 7, they know 10. Yeah, they know those numbers. But do you know what the key numbers are in totals? Well, 41 is a key number. And 43 and 44 are key numbers. And it went from 45 past 44 to 43. Now it's to 41 or 41 and a half. So that's just dropping and dropping past all those key numbers. So the reality here is, even though I said I got a prediction of 20-17, your buy rate was at 45 or 44 or 43. It's not 41 and a half. So that means that in this particular spot, you can't play that game under. So now you have to try to figure out, okay, so I like the game. I like Detroit. I think Detroit wins the game. So I'm sitting comfortable if I want to do that. Okay, well, now you're sitting there and you're going, looking at the Chicago Bears, and you go, can the Chicago Bears even be a favorite over anybody on the road? Like, I mean, really, anybody? You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe in that team. And then when I started looking at it, and really kind of trying to figure it out, the Chicago Bears are almost the worst passing team in the NFL. The Lions are. But the Lions actually run the ball a little bit better than what Chicago does. And to tell you the truth, the Detroit Lions defense against the run is better than the Chicago Bears defense against the run. Of course, nobody's going to believe me when I say that. So, we'll just let the game play out and see what happens. But Detroit defense, EPA against the run, they rank 17th in all of football. there's 32 teams. That's middle of the pack. That's not terrible. The Chicago Bears against the run, they rank 28th. So that's not very good. And you would expect Swift for Detroit to have a pretty good game today. So I'm going to expect Detroit to play pretty well. I think that they're going to protect the quarterback a little bit because, you know, they're not playing golf. So this kid's going to be out there, and he got, at least he got to start last week. So he's got a little bit under his belt. And I don't think they're going to throw the ball that much. And if they're 32nd ranked, why would they? You know, they're last in throwing, so they're not going to throw the ball that much. So, and that's not where the matchup advantage is. The matchup advantage is that they're going to run the football. So that's game number one, right? So I like Detroit in here, but I didn't bet Detroit just outright. I'm going to talk about that in a second. So the next game was the Las Vegas Raiders, and they're playing the Dallas Cowboys. And then I stretched out the numbers, and the numbers come out on an average 30 for Dallas, 20 for the Raiders. So that's already covering the 7 points. So I can see why people are betting that game over the 7, over to 7.5. And what do you say? There was even -8 somewhere, right?
Yeah, it's 12 point.
So I get that. I can see that. And then the influence on this game, the way the game matches up, you start to look at it and you go, the Raiders, what do they do well? Well, the Raiders don't run the ball very well. They're 29th in offense running the football. And Dallas's defense against let me make sure I get this right. No, the defense or the run offense. There we go. They're 23rd. So that matchup is about the same with an edge to Dallas, right? But where the big edge is where the Raiders are 18th. So middle of the pack passing the football in EPA. But the defense for Dallas on that side of the ball in the secondary ranks 3rd against the pass. So the influence on this game is not only is it 30-20, but because how teams move the ball and they advance and throwing the ball is how important it is. Dallas has a big edge on defense, so that lowers what the team total should be for the Raiders. So then you look at it on the other side, and Dallas is going to be in a spot where they throw the ball 6th in offense EPA against the Raiders' defense in secondary is 27th. They're going to be able to throw the ball at will. So that allows for their offense to actually grow on the team total. So my total ended up in this game to be 31 Dallas, 18, and that's a weird ass number, but 18 for the Raiders. So I can see, but I don't want to cover 7. You know what I mean? I just, who knows? Anything crazy can happen here. So what I did, and this fits into the teaser strategy. And the teaser strategy is -6 or -6.5. And what I did was I took the Dallas Cowboys as a home favorite of 8 or 7.5 or wherever it was at the time. I had them at, and I took a 6-point teaser. So I made them -1.5. And nothing that on my situation tells me they're not going to cover 1.5, right? So I'm good there. But I also combined that with the Detroit Lions at plus the 6 points. So they are getting 2.5, because when I got it, the line was Detroit plus the 2.5. So I'm sitting there at Detroit plus 8.5, Dallas -1.5 on a 6-point teaser. Pays the line on that's -130, and that's the highest that you want to go on a teaser. Don't go higher than 130. Some places you can actually get 120 for a 6-point teaser and 6.5 for 130. Where I'm at, I can only get a 6-point teaser at 130, but it is what it is. So that was my play. The play that I'm looking at for tonight is I think that the Buffalo Bills are overrated in tonight's game. I like New Orleans in the points here, but I don't want to take 6.5. I'm going to wait and see as it gets closer and closer if it can get to 7. My numbers come out, and to be honest, the computer can't give me a winner. The computer says originally 25-25, but both defenses are awesome, so it ends up being a 20-20 game. So I'm looking at, okay, I think that you can get the 6.5, 7 points with New Orleans and be happy there because New Orleans defense is pretty good.
I'll do my little take it a step further here, and just to see if I can see any edges for anyone, I'm going to pull up some first half numbers here. The Bears -1, 1.5, Dallas -4, and even Buffalo 3, 3.5. The Buffalo intrigues me again. Buffalo's one of those teams. They're either all in or out. I haven't seen them in the last couple of weeks even be, they're sitting there 9-6 against Jacksonville. And then 5 minutes into the Colts game, they were down 14-0. So that really wasn't good there either. We'll go to some team totals. We'll pull up the full game here for everyone. 18, 23.5, 28.5, 21, 26.5 over 20 and under. So again, they're giving you a little sign there, the Buffalo, New Orleans, that, they're 27-20-ish. Really not seeing a lot there. I'll be honest with you. This game intrigues me, so I'm real interested with your numbers. And I just take it one step further. Opened at 1:15, 1:30. 7:30 p.m. Mississippi against Mississippi State. It's going to be a hell of a game. Mississippi opened up. Let me get to the spreads here. Mississippi State opened up -1, now currently -2. And I'll get some breakdown on the tickets for everyone. And I'm showing everyone wagertalk.com. You can go there, wagertalk.com, free odds. They do a hell of a job. It's one-stop shopping. Happy birthday to Kelly Stewart, Kelly in Vegas. I think she turned 29 today, so happy birthday, Kelly. But I'm showing here on the tickets there, 64% of the bets, 67% of the money, all coming in on Ole Miss, Mr. Kiffin, Mr. Corral. Yet the line went from 1 to 2. At Westgate is 2.5. I did see a Mississippi State money line -130. I'd be interested in, if you were going to invest on State tonight, I'd get rid of the 1.5, 2.5 points. What's your number showing you on that game?
It's showing me like a what's in total, like 64. It's saying 33-31 is what my numbers show. So there's no value to me in this game. I like the idea so here's what I like. And I think that in this game, you're going to have to try to figure out who is the team with the better head coach. Because you got Lane Kiffin, right? And then on the other side, you got the guy that was at Washington State forever. Shit, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. And they're both eccentric guys. They're both guys that are out there that are, hey, I know more than everybody and their brother guys. So when I sit here and I think about this game, I try to figure out who's going to be in a situation where the one guy makes the mistake. And to be honest, I've been pretty impressed with Lane Kiffin about his the best way to say this is about his patience. They've got a good running game that I don't think people really think about enough. And the other side of this, and I'm trying to get to a number here because I have it somewhere. I just can't find it right this second. Maybe I can find it a different way. What I liked about this was the quarterback. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. So let's look at EPA by quarterback in college football. And Matt Corral is at one time he was a favorite for the Heisman, or he was right up there with the Heisman. And he was one of these guys that was highly touted, right? I mean, that's the guy. He's the one that made everything work. Do you know that he ranks 26th of all quarterbacks in college football in EPA? All right, so what does that mean? Well, that means That means there are guys like Aiden O'Connell for Purdue, who ranks 13th. Guys like Kenny Pickett, who ranked 19th. The kid at Western Michigan, we talked about him the other night. He ranks 20th. Even the kid at Michigan ranks 21st. So are we really saying that Matt Corral is that big of a difference maker that you want to bet on Ole Miss? In my mind, no, because the other side of it is the kid. Nobody's talking about this kid. Do you realize Will Rogers for Mississippi State is a top-notch, top 10 type quarterback in all of football? He ranks 4th in all of college football in EPA. He is excellent. There's only 7 guys who have an EPA rating over 100. He ranks 4th. Bryce Young for Alabama ranks 5th. So, I mean, he's right there with those kind of guys. And I sit here and I go, okay, I'm not betting against that quarterback. It's not going to happen. So how do you play this game? Well, I sit there and think I'm just going to watch the game and have a good time with it, because the other college football game, the Fresno State, San Jose State game, I think has a little bit more value and a little bit better look, especially if you play it a certain way. I think it's a little better opportunity. So what is it? Is it still 7 for Fresno State? Because it was 7.5 and it went down to 7.
Yeah, I'm getting 7s all across the Vegas Strip. 7 and a hook right now at Caesars. It opened at 8 and a hook. I'm showing 56% of the bets, 67% of the money, all coming in on San Jose State. And let me just say this: San Jose State was a great story last year. Not the same team this year. Fresno State, pretty good damn defense. Not that I'm leaning Fresno State, but it's kind of intriguing that all the money and the tickets are coming in on the home dog here with San Jose State.
So Fresno State, they have to win this game, and they have to win this game to stay alive in the opportunity to play in the WAC conference title game. They still need some help if they win, but if they lose, it's all over. So they've got something to play for. San Jose State, they've only won 5 games, so to be bowl eligible, they need to win this game. So they've got something to play for. So strategy wise, in terms of motivation, I think both teams are at least going to have the opportunity to play good football tonight. So I think you're going to see the best of each team, so to speak, in the game. So let's figure out what that means. So first of all, when you start to look at the metrics of these teams and kind of how this plays off, the EPA numbered overall for Fresno State, they rank 34th, and that's offense and defense. And for San Jose State, they rank 69th, again, offense and defense. What I found that was kind of impressive is both of these teams, the defense EPA for Fresno State, they rank 14th. They're 26th against the run, 15th against the run, 26th against the pass. And San Jose State, they're 19th. So they're really good on defense too. They rank 19th against the pass. And against the run, they rank 31st. Where some of this starts to come into a little bit of an issue is Fresno State. Again, there's 130 teams. Fresno State has played the 111th graded strength of schedule out of 130 teams. So that starts to skew their numbers a little bit. And I get it. Fresno State doesn't go out and play Alabama and stuff like that. So they rank 78th in strength of schedule played. But that's a big jump. If there's 130 teams and they're 78th, they're middle of the pack, so to speak. Whereas San Jose State is just towards the bottom. So that tends for me to be stronger on Fresno State's defense than stronger on San Jose's State's defense. Okay, so let's flip the script a little bit. What happens when Fresno State has the football? Well, they rank 81st in EPA in all of football on offense, which is not very good. and their passing is 117th. So they don't throw the ball for shit. But they do run the ball fairly well. I mean, they're 54th in the country EPA rushing the football. And we already said that San Jose State is 31st rushing the football. So that's a fairly good matchup. But it's a matchup that at times Fresno State can win. So Fresno State has a path to success, and they do have a way that they can move the ball. Let's look at it from the other side. San Jose State, they rank 112th on offense. They are 115th passing the ball and 91st running the ball. So then I thought, okay, well, maybe San Jose State's got a good secondary, or not secondary, but a good special teams and shit. Well, they rank 72nd in special teams, in Fresno State ranks 67th. So they are so bad on offense that it's going to be hard for them to get to a point where they can score 14, 17 points. It really is. And I do think that Fresno State's going to score in the 20s because they're a better team, better athletes, and they played a better strength of schedule. So the way I played this game is the Fresno State's -7. And I went ahead and paid -120, took the hook. I got -6.5. I took Fresno State -6.5 in that game tonight, because I don't think that you're going to see a San Jose State team that can move the ball well enough. And I think you're going to find that Fresno State has a better way. They have a better coach. They have better athletic, better talent at all levels. And I think it's a better way to go. So that's how I played that game.
And it's kind of comical. I'll close with this on that. Is that their team totals: Fresno State 30 and a hook over 124, and San Jose State 21.5 over 109. My point is that's a 10-point gap right there. Yet the line is only 7 right now. It did open at 8.5. So again, they haven't adjusted that much, where they're coming in and they're telling you, that they're going to get that within that 7-point window. Just got in all fantasy guys. CD Lamb out. Jay Glazer is reporting that CD Lamb is out. Want to personally thank Dak for that amazing throw that he threw in the Kansas City game to lay out CD Lamb. One of my fantasy teams this week, I got Hopkins out bye week. Tyreek Hill out bye week. CD Lamb out concussion. Thanks for playing. But that's a whole nother world. Closing thoughts, Scott.
Well, everybody should have football on in the background today. Pay attention, put your Christmas tree lights out, put your Christmas tree up, spend some time with the family today. There are 1, 2, I don't know, what is there, like 15 college football games tomorrow on Friday. And there's some good games. There's Washington, for example. Aren't they still an underdog to Washington State? Isn't that what it is tomorrow? For God's sakes, I think Washington's an underdog to Washington State. So I think that's a game that you can look at and go, hey, Washington's probably the right side here. There's North Carolina plays North Carolina State tomorrow. Iowa plays Nebraska tomorrow. That's a pretty good football game between the two. So there's games tomorrow too. So don't get yourself all tied up into just Thanksgiving Day football. Because you got Friday and then you got great games on Saturday. Saturday we got to break down Ohio State, Michigan. We got to start talking, and we got to talk about the other game, which is Bedlam, which is Oklahoma State. Those will be the two games that are big that we got to talk about on that day. And then you go back right into Sunday with football again, and you got Green Bay and the Rams play each other. So we got a lot to talk about. So Thursday, we're talking about the Lions and the Bears as being a game to bet on, for God's sakes. So it's one of those scenarios where, look, guys, you get rare opportunities to be with your family. Today's that day. Put the stuff in the background, let it play out so you can keep an eye on it or whatever. And or if you're a big family that likes to sit and watch the games all together, that's even better. But the point being is, today's a get it out, get it done, and then just wake up tomorrow and see how you did, and then see what's going on for Friday's games.
I couldn't have said it any better, Scotty. A day to enjoy. I know it's not Christmas, it's Thanksgiving. And I'm a big fan of giving, not receiving. I do a lot better by giving and not receiving. Because of COVID, there's a lot of family members you might not have seen in a long, long time. So take it all in stride. COVID is, hopefully in the past. It's still kind of in the back burner, as we get closer to flu season. It is what it is there. But it's a time to enjoy. It's a time to listen, watch the kids grow up, talk to some family members that you might not have seen in a while. And, put the football on. There's some NFL, there's some college. UConn playing in the Bahamas today against Michigan State and Izzo in college hoop. That's tipping off at 12. I think UConn's 1.5-point favorites after their double overtime win yesterday. So college basketball, we will be starting to tear up here as well. We got so much here to offer, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. So we want to get on today and hopefully get your table set for you for this afternoon and for this evening. So from myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest, from Scott Webb at Webby20MLB on Twitter, we're wishing everyone a blessed and happy Thanksgiving. Our goal is to get back on. It'll be pretty early tomorrow morning as ECSI will be live at the Bruins-Rangers game at 1 o'clock. So we'll hope to get you set up for the college games on Friday. Don't be afraid to pass the stuffing, put on a couple extra spoons of yams, and have a day. So listen, if you wager in today, always wager with your head, not your heart. If you have a problem, pick up the phone. There's an 800 number there. Ask for help. Why? Because we care. We want to see you here in December 2022 and beyond. Best of luck today. Have a blessed day. Cash some tickets. And we hope to see you bright and early tomorrow morning.